loading snacks.
What it do, snackers and snack?
Oh, we live, y'all. We live, y'all. Yo, yo. A cookie. Enlightened? I think I got that. Oh, hold on, B. They say you don't have audio for some reason. I don't know, buddy. Cause that joint was working perfectly fine. Hold up. They got sound from me. Hold up. Let's see why this is not why it's not liking it. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna do some magic right quick.
See, Jay Roberts just said, "What you snacking on, Sin?"
All right, what's
all right? Now you should be good.
In there messing around.
Check. Can y'all hear?
With everything. Y'all got us now. What's up? What's up, Lee? What up, Tony? Hey, look. Hopefully y'all got some sound. Let's see. Ty said he can only hear jokes.
Wait for a second. Okay. You should have another one coming up that says everybody's good. Yeah.
All right. It says everybody's
good now. That's what I'm talking about. Okay.
To answer your question,
let's try it again. You ready? Here we go. Ready? Act like it never happened.
Act like it never happened.
What it do, snackers and snackers? It's your boy Gage. Jokes is in the building.
Yo.
Sin is in the building.
Yes, sir.
Sin is eating a cookie. Was eating a cookie.
I'm still eating the cookie. It's almost finished. Last piece. Okay.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Appreciate you guys being there and hanging in while we get the audio stuff squared away. Jokes messed that up. Jokes fixed it though. So we you know what I'm saying? We break even.
Also, right? So Tony was like, I got to do push-ups since I messed up. I got to do push-ups.
You should.
I remember that back in the day.
Good idea. Push-ups or a Pocky one-chip challenge again.
Ooh, I got push-ups for you. I retire from the Pocky
one-chip. Ass and stomach can't handle that.
My man. Listen, you guys are tuned in to Loading Snacks Weekly, where we get together once a week and we talk about things that are happening in pop culture. And today, well, today, listen, we're gonna talk about summer blockbusters or lack thereof, bro. Amongst other things, we're gonna talk about Mulan coming to Disney Plus.
Yay!
Yes.
We're gonna talk about solving the blockbuster summer movie blues. There's things that are brewing. Before I get too deep into this, what I want to do is I want to remind everybody who's watching. If you are a Patreon supporter, the new shirts that we have are available right now for you to go and you purchase. I want to thank J. Robert Deans for already being in there.
Much appreciated.
He's not the only one, but this is just a reminder that you guys have 1 week early access to grab your shirts. They are a limited number of shirts. They are gone. I know I put in the Patreon note how many shirts there were. I'm not telling the general public. You guys get to know. They don't get to know. When it opens to the public, whatever's left is what's
left. You better hope
That's
there's something left,
but
it may not be.
That was very true.
You know. So, yes, you can go and you can check that out. Do that right now. If you are not a Patreon supporter, it is not too late. You can go there. If you just even feel like you just want to give us $1, you know what I mean, help us out a little bit, we would greatly appreciate that. We love you either way. Listen, let's get into this. I want to say, look, this is the first time in my entire life that there have been no summer blockbusters. This includes summers where there have been movies that were supposed to be blockbusters and it didn't work out.
Fell a little short.
I'm looking at you, Wild Wild West.
Oh.
I'm prepared for that point. Did numbers. That's not a good movie. What's wrong, Sin? Is that one of your favorites? Did I just step on you?
I think you did.
No, I'm not Coop. One, I've never seen Wild Wild West.
Oh, I've never seen it.
No, never seen it. But it was a blockbuster for that time.
Nah.
You may not have liked it, but it was.
I think you should
No,
go
no,
watch it
no.
and then come
No,
back
sir,
with
listen.
your verdict on it. Let
No,
him
no,
watch
listen.
it and give us his verdict.
It's not about what the movie was. It's just about like the hype to build it up to be a blockbuster movie and all that kind of
Now,
stuff.
I'm talking about whether or not a joint did it and failed. Like that movie, the thought. See, this is what you did. See, you already derailed us. The thought about that movie though was that it was gonna do Men in Black numbers.
Mhm.
True.
No, sir.
True.
No, sir. There was a giant mechanical spider.
It was okay.
Ooh boy.
I think it was okay.
Now, what I will say, the Wild Wild West soundtrack, blockbuster.
Fire.
No, it wasn't. But I'm gonna give it to you just because. Sure, why not? Woo!
Man, J. Robert was like,
I
was
say
a
that the chat already
Suncoast.
going.
Yeah, not a
I know,
blockbuster.
I know Dean's bringing up old stuff. Suncoast, like
Oh, here we
Listen.
go.
Hey, Suncoast was a problem.
Hey, J. Robert was like, Batman is a superhero. Wild Wild West, not a blockbuster.
we all love Suncoast, Tyrone. We all love
One out of two.
Suncoast.
1 out of 2, bro. You listen. Suncoast was one
That
of
was
the
the
only
place.
places you could go to get anime.
And
Yeah.
For
yes,
a
Very true.
long time.
Yes.
Like it was like the only mainstream place you could go
Very
to
true.
get anime on VHS or DVD for
To
real.
buy-
And
to
buy it
it was
over-
exorbitantly overpriced.
Yeah, because you can go rent it from a blockbuster. If
right.
you want to go buy it and find newer titles and stuff like that, you
Yeah.
have to go
Yeah.
to Suncoast to buy
Nah,
it.
because
Yeah.
man.
Suncoast was what put me on to Uncut Dragon Ball Z. Because I went in there, remember with the VHSs, they all had an image on the side. So I saw
Mhm.
one that I was missing, and then when I got home, I was like, why does this
I have
not
it somewhere.
line up with my image on the side of it? And I flipped on the front, I was like,
you can
Uncut.
make that one picture.
And
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, I gotta buy a whole nother set over again.
Yeah, you
That's
didn't.
good.
You didn't
That's
want to
good.
do it at Suncoast because I'm gonna tell you, man. I worked for Suncoast indirectly, and I was excited when that discount kicked in.
Whew.
Definitely excited when that. I'm pretty sure that's where I got my plastic little from, my cutie honey from.
Okay.
Like, yeah, VHS
All them ADV type.
in the hard plastic case, not in the
Yep.
cardboard sleeve.
Woo!
Plastic.
Hey, that was the ADV
ADV
joint.
joint.
Yeah.
Terrible, bro. Anyway, look back to some of blockbusters,
What's
right?
this?
Okay.
It's a Suncoast rant for a minute.
It's all good.
Yeah, nah. Selma Hayek couldn't save Wild Wild West or her cleavage. It almost did. I don't know, buddy. I don't know if I'm giving it that much. I don't know. So listen. Just in terms of like the pure history, obviously this year is a historic year, period.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When it comes
absolutely.
to pop culture and the way that things are changing, the way that like what is going on is affecting the way that we consume our media.
Mm-hmm.
I would have said a long time ago that there was probably a good number of years left in not just like movies, but in video games too, for like people not quite jumping to all digital. But this year has definitely pushed the throttle
Yeah.
all the way down, and it just kind of is what it is. Yo, listen, don't be bringing up Legend of the Overfiend. Buy his actual name in the comments.
Hey, look.
Legend of the Overfiend.
I saw it.
The children.
Hey, look.
No,
I saw it. I was like, you know what? Let's get back on the rails.
staying out of
Not
it.
even address that right now.
Woo wait. So look, the way that things have changed. All right. I don't know if you guys are. We actually brought up Movies Anywhere, like just kind of randomly. I think last week, maybe the week before.
Mhm.
Are you guys familiar with Movies Anywhere? What it is, how it works?
Very much so.
Very much. Do you have a Movies Anywhere account, Jokes?
I do.
You do. I'm not even gonna ask you, Sin.
Okay.
Here's the thing. So Movies Anywhere seems kind of fluke to me up front, but essentially what it does is it gives you an account that allows you to tie the digital purchases of movies from multiple digital stores into one account. So you can go there and watch those films in that account.
Okay.
So when you buy a film from the PlayStation Network store, if you buy it from the Xbox store, whatever, wherever it is, it will have a little icon that tells you if it's compatible with Movies Anywhere.
Anywhere. Yep.
And when you buy it, it automatically shows up in your list of available titles in Movies Anywhere. Now you can also buy movies directly in Movies Anywhere.
Okay.
And a lot of times what they do is, like, when you sign up for Movies Anywhere and you link other accounts, they'll like give you a free movie and
Or
stuff
something
like that.
yeah.
You know, the movies, that kind of stuff. What a lot of people don't know is that over like the last few days, Movies Anywhere has added a couple of new features. One being that you can now basically party up and watch movies together
Like
in
that.
Movies Anywhere. So they basically have given you this option. When you go in to watch a movie, you can actually invite up to 9 people, sync the movie, you can chat. It works over web, it works over the app, it works over, like, if you have the app on your TV, mobile, whatever it is. Up to 9 people can watch the movie simultaneously in sync, and they can chat in real time. Okay?
This is just typing chat, not like video chat. Just
just text chat.
Text.
Okay.
Just text chat. It works as long as, well, first of all, Movies Anywhere is free. So you can get an account for free. It works as long as everybody who you invite to it has the movie, so you have to own the movie. However, in beta right now is something they're doing called Screen Pass, which means that only one person actually has to own the film. You can extend a Screen Pass to other people. They can accept the Screen Pass and then view the movie as well without actually having to purchase the movie. Again, it's in beta. We'll see how that turns out, you know what I mean, as a whole. But Movies Anywhere is actually pretty dope. Like, I use it. I actually don't use it myself very often. Like, the stuff that I buy, like, my kids have access to my Movies Anywhere account. And, like, you know, my daughters are away at school or whatever it is, they could just jump in and they can watch whatever I purchased. There are moves like this that are starting to happen, that are making it even more enticing to go digital. If you know what I mean, if that makes sense. Hulu has something similar. I know you have Hulu jokes, right? Did you know you could do watch parties on Hulu?
Never even really checked it out. So
right.
Yeah.
So you can. It does require a couple of things. One, you can only do it from the web app. Like, you can't do it from, like, the app if you have it on your TV or on your phone.
Not ever for it.
Okay.
But you also have to have the paid subscription that does not include ads.
Makes sense. I get it.
In order to be able to take advantage of it.
Right, I get that.
We know that there's a fluke way to do it with Netflix on your computer or whatever, using the app, the Netflix parties, which, you know, look, Netflix was first to do that on 360. Y'all remember back when the 360 had it, you could all party up and you could see your avatar in there sitting in the movie theater.
Watching there.
I was one of the best. I don't even know why they really got rid of it. Yeah, Floyd's saying he used it because it syncs your Xbox purchase. You're right.
Yeah.
Not everything.
Right.
As long as the movie is
compatible.
Because some of those agreements actually have to do with whomever publishes the movie. So, like, some Paramount films, stuff like that, they don't appear for Movies Anywhere because they just don't want to play ball.
Yeah, I think Universal. I think Universal's the same way as well too, because I remember getting certain Blu-ray discs. You know, instead of going at the time, you know, you went to Ultraviolet to sync up everything before they converted over to Movies Everywhere. But with Universal and a couple of them, they gave you like their specific. You know what? Sony did it too. You had to go to their website, redeem the code, but you could only watch it on their apps or their programs. And that was one thing I hated at the time, depending on certain ones, but there was no getting around it. So,
yeah, I mean, from what I can tell, it just looks like if you can prove that you have a digital license for
Mhm.
it, as long as that movie is in their database, they basically just approve the digital license on their end for you to be able to watch it there too.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So that you can basically see your entire collection there. Um, I am I am right now look like again, you can do this with Twitch now too. I don't know if you know that. Twitch now allows you to do watch parties.
Okay.
I know that Twitch is generally considered a video game streaming service, but for
Nah,
people to play video games. But
it's
the
coming a little
reality
bit
of it
more than
is,
that now.
Yeah, it's just growing,
yeah,
definitely.
I mean, look,
We're
people are
over on
doing
Twitch now, so
gameplay tutorials. I was watching Super Soul Bros earlier today.
oh, they've been on
Uh,
Twitch for yeah. That's how when we
for a
started
long
talking.
time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, because Twitch is owned by Amazon, it does require that you have an Amazon Prime account. Everybody who's going to watch in the
For the
watch
most
party
part.
has to have an Amazon Prime account, but you can use Twitch to stream into parties.
Mm-hmm.
These kinds of changes are the kinds of things that are really only happening because of the situation that we're in.
Facts.
Everybody's
Um,
hand is forced now. Yeah.
it's yeah, they're forced to find ways not only to get your money, but there's much more scrutiny on whose service you're going to get what you're getting because you're stuck at
Mm-hmm.
home anyway. That competition that has existed for quite some time between uh YouTube and Netflix, when both of them were only began to be like really available on your mobile phone,
Hmm.
and you could literally see like you could literally look at their investor calls and listen to them talk about trying to pull screen time away from each other,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you wouldn't necessarily, at least at the time, most people wouldn't have considered YouTube to be a competitor to Netflix. But now on YouTube, there are free movies you can watch there with ads. Now they have their own streaming platform. They have YouTube Red. They have, you know what I mean? There's
Mm-hmm.
content that's there that's nowhere else. Not unlike Facebook. Facebook Watch now has an app that's on Xbox where you can go and you can just watch all kinds of stuff that's on there. The the landscape is changing in a way where now um, there are companies that are doing more to vie for your digital dollar, and they are leaving less to chance with the actual physical
Mm-hmm.
and what it costs them
Right.
to actually produce all of the stuff that it takes to get you a physical copy to the store,
True.
right? Manufacturing, plastic,
All
shipping,
that good stuff.
postage, you know what I mean? All of that jazz. Um, and so they're finding that they're making a lot of money. Does the fact that now that these services, which already existed, are allowing you to watch in parties together, does that pull you to one service versus another?
For me, I don't think not necessarily, because I know typically, like say when if we went to the movies together and we are big MCU movie whatever it may be, like don't get me wrong, like things would happen in the movie, but we're not just gonna randomly like oh did you do it and type something in there. We would wait until like afterwards to kind of go on about it. Now
Sure.
maybe if it's something that we've watched before and maybe we're just having fun just watching it again or whatnot, I'll probably be more inclined to go in there and start typing in there. Because the thing is, if we're watching something fresh and new, I don't know if I want to keep typing in there for you to come look at that to probably respond, take your eyes off the movie. Where, I mean, don't get me wrong, I think it's an awesome feature, but I don't want to be doing this every so often when someone types in there or on your computer, whatever. I mean, it's going to be right there, but
Right.
interesting though.
No,
I mean,
I kind of agree with Jokes. Like, I like the feature. It's cool. I'm with it. But if it's just the text thing, yeah, that does nothing for me personally. Like, and for the exact same reason Joke said, you would constantly have to take your eyes off the screen to type what you want to say to the people in the party and go back to watch it. You just have to keep doing that,
Sure.
and it will keep taking you away from it. If it was more of a video thing, okay, I could be more into that because that takes that out of it. It's just looking at your screen, laughing or whatever. Oh, did you see that? And looking back real quick. Like, but it's cool. It wouldn't make me pick one over the other as much. It would just put like another notch in their belt. I don't know if I would just jump to one over the other.
An extra feature, but nothing
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, at this point though, so many of these so many of them are so similar. You know what I mean? That now it's becoming a thing where it's not. I mean, obviously there's some services that have content that other ones don't have, right? So you might be there just because there's content available in one place that isn't in another. But if you had to make a decision, like again for me, one of the things that helps me make that decision is, all right, if I give you my monthly dollars,
Mm-hmm.
how many accounts do I get?
True.
How many TVs can I watch it on at the same time? Am I getting 4K? Am I, you know what I mean? Like all of those things are things that matter to me when I look at giving you my dollars every month and how much of those dollars you're asking. On top of whatever content there is. Jay Robert says there's folks that can't stay off their phone in the theaters. So this is for them in terms of new film. I mean, and look, and you're right about that too. I mean, look, there are like trying to sit down with my kids and watch a movie at home, even in the same room on the same TV. Like if I don't specifically say phones off, leave them in another room or something
Just
like
be
that.
sitting there going
It's
at it.
not, yeah. I mean, it's just the generation that exists now, that is coming of age now, that are adults. I'm gonna say 18 to 26, 27. Don't have the same type of attention span that we were forced to have. And when I say forced to have, I mean forced to have. Because for real, if you would have let me come in the movie theater with my He-Man, I would have. And I would have played with him during the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like we'd have got it in. You know, the way that people just sit down at a table to have dinner and spend that. We was all together not that long ago outside, right? Having pizza and conversation or whatever. And there were definitely moments where every single person out of the 6 or 7 people at the table was on their phone instead of paying attention to each other, even if we were having conversation. People won't even look up from their device to look at each other, to speak to one another. It's so different now. So I think that for our age demographic, and yeah, you age into this demographic, Jokes.
I know.
It's different than, you know, yeah. Look, my kid's neck is at a permanent 45-degree angle. Like it's
down angle.
Little things, man. Like in my house, we call it glow facing because you just see
that glow come on.
From the it's just,
if you got the glasses, they just pop right off of there, looking like an anime character. Just be like, whoop, glow.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I would have to say that while it might not be a major factor for some of us, I think that it might be a much larger factor for other people.
I dig that.
Because of the way that they consume product anyway. You know what I mean? Like none of them can just do one thing. They don't. You know what I mean? It's like they're YouTube on their TV and TikTok on their phone at the same time, and somebody's shooting them text messages and they're responding to those messages, and they're, instant messaging, DMing with people on IG while they're sending messages and updating this and putting likes and stuff on Facebook while they're watching a movie. You know what I mean? I'm on episode whatever, such and such show. And they're texting about that, tweeting about it. Like they multitask. They do things so differently. And their brains they work that way. Like our brains weren't, because they start when they're like 2. You know what I mean? Like if you've ever seen like a 1-year-old or a 2-year-old with a touchscreen, it would almost shock you.
They can maneuver through that thing.
But it's natural for them because it's literally like growing up with a new language. You know what I mean? The same way video games were natural for us, or whatever. Like it's just kind of what we came up into. So I really feel like these are smart moves. I don't know if it will be enough, but it could be enough. Especially, look, these are the kind of things that like people in the military have been begging for decades, right? Like, I want to be able to watch a movie with my family back home, or whatever, and feel like I'm there. You certainly can. Look, right now we're using Discord to send video to you guys over the internet, but for a long time, Discord was used as a way to video chat
Mm-hmm.
while playing video games if you weren't on Xbox, especially for like the Switch, because you need a social security number to play with
Right.
anybody on the Switch.
Pretty much.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you could be doing this using your computer, your TV, whatever, and still be FaceTiming, or you could be in a Zoom meeting, you could be in Messenger rooms with 10, 20, 50 people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And still be watching all of that together. So it's
Mhm.
now I don't know if it's enough to get me to upgrade from, like, if I had Hulu, all right, well now I'm gonna upgrade to the
To
no
get the
ad.
next tier. Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But maybe, depending on the price, if you told me, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, my kid's going away to college, and I might like every once in a while to just be able to feel like we're watching something together. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or something along those lines. You have people that are stuck out of the country, people who are
True.
stuck in their homes, people who are stuck. Like, this is the kind of thing that could certainly move that needle. And by people starting to use it, it probably does evolve into something like what you're talking about, Sam, where, like, yeah, well, there's a video chat that's included with it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or something along those lines. How long does it take before the Facebook buys a Movies Anywhere and just
Exactly.
incorporates it into what they're already doing with Messenger Rooms or something like that, right?
Probably not that long.
It could
Probably not
absolutely
that long.
happen.
Yeah. Especially with the way everything is right now.
True.
Digital, social distancing, all that kind of stuff. Like
Yeah.
That's a very, very strong
That's the direction we're going to now.
Yeah.
I see you, Mike Slade. Cut the power, bruh. I mean, yeah, I can do that. I got that Xfinity joint. I can go in and just be like, yeah, your joint don't get Wi-Fi.
You don't get Wi-Fi. You don't get Wi-Fi. None of y'all get Wi-Fi.
You can do it. I mean,
Hey, watch how fast they can run down them steps.
My Wi-Fi don't work. Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I cut it off.
Let's watch a movie. They just sit there stewing at you. That's cool. Go read a book or something. Yeah. So look, because this is a thing, like, because this is happening, and we're seeing that digital evolution, let's just jump on it, man. Like, let's talk about Mulan for a minute, because we've been talking about this
for a
all summer.
very long time now.
All summer. Pushback after pushback after pushback. Like,
We
listen,
kept
Disney,
saying,
stop playing around. Just
put it on Disney Plus, call it a day.
What have I been saying this whole
Just
year?
throw it on Disney Plus, call it a day.
Just
I still love how they're still going to release it in theaters still, but we're still going to put it on.
I don't have a problem with that. You want to release it in places that haven't been hit or as effective. I completely get that. Make your money.
Yeah.
But for the places that have been severely affected, like ours and so
The
forth,
United States.
you have the platform, Disney Plus. Put it on there. Give us how much you want to charge us.
Oh, they flexing on it now.
Let's go.
They got it, and they flexing on that now.
Let's go. Come on now. This should be over before we know it. Give us this content y'all been promising us for this whole year.
I mean, the reality of it is, this is probably the very beginning of what will continue to be the most regular.
Yep.
That's just what this is. There's so, and I've seen conflicting reports. So the first reports I saw, these came from Disney's investor call today, which is the first time that Disney has reported a loss over a quarter in a very long time.
I'll say ever, probably.
But I mean, go figure.
Yeah, it is what it is with the state everything is in. We get it. Everybody's taking it.
Yeah, but you also had to imagine, right, that, like, you had to see this coming. So, because of the state that things are in. So, under that circumstance, seems like this probably should have been the plan long before now.
Oh, yes.
You know what I mean? Like, all right, we're not making money like we normally do. We're not hitting, you know what I mean? Like, look,
your parks are closed.
You got to do better than flatline, right? You need to go up year over year. Here's where I'm at. The idea of them, so the original reports that I saw said that it was coming to Disney Plus September 24th. That was the first thing I saw. Then what I started to see was that it is actually releasing to Disney Plus on September 4th, not the 24th, but that it will be a premium for people who already have the service, and it will be $30. Okay, if you have Disney Plus, you can pay $30 and you can watch Mulan. Now, whether or not it is just a premium video on demand, and once you watch it, it's gone, and you can't watch it again until they put it back or whatever, I don't know yet.
Yeah, no
I would hope that
specific
if
on
they
it.
charge you $30 for it, that it stays. But
Doesn't
they
seem
may
like it. Yeah, I don't think so.
not.
From the ones that I was
And
looking at, it looks like it's just the rental. Now they didn't specify like 24 hours, 48. You know how long you get to keep it and all that, but it seems like it is just a rental for it.
yeah,
They're,
and
they're
look, I
not gonna have to
mean,
come out and say that though. How long you get it for $30? So that's something a lot of
they're
people do not know.
testing it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just read this real quick out of Screen Rant. Looking to adjust the current times to the current times, Disney made the massive announcement: Mulan will go straight to Disney Plus in September, with subscribers paying a $29.99 fee to watch the film. On the heels of Universal's unprecedented deal with AMC Theaters, which we discussed last week, this move could potentially be monumental for the film industry. Mulan is a type of movie that might have grossed $1 billion in a normal year. The development has many wondering if Disney's other blockbusters will get similar treatment, but right now that isn't in the cards. However, what's happening with Mulan doesn't sound like it'll be a one-off. So, I will tell you that part of my initial plan was to, like, for today's show, was to go through what the slate is for the MCU Phase 4, which is like 14 different properties across
So 2 years, pretty much.
Yeah.
movies, 2 years.
For 2 years.
Yeah, like it's a lot. I don't know if we're gonna get there, but let's just, because of what this is, this in and of itself changes the landscape.
Mm-hmm.
Mulan is certainly an easy test bed. We know that they basically already did this once with Artemis Fowl, but Artemis Fowl wasn't a Disney film; it was a Fox film.
Right.
They acquired the rights to, and they were just like, yeah. Which we'll get to the New Mutants thing in a minute.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Right. It's not something that it's not like a Disney property. You know what I mean?
Disney had their hands on it.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It'd be different.
Right. Yes, Mike Slay, you're right. They spent $200 million to make the movie, and they have to put an effort into getting that back. That's absolutely true. The question of whether or not they were intending to get that back this fiscal year
is the question. But
well, let me not say this fiscal year, this actual year versus this fiscal year, because they could have pushed it to January, and if things were better, they'd have been fine, right? But considering what their numbers were like last quarter, that is an absolute sign of like, yeah, you know what we got to do?
We got to start putting some of this stuff out. Yeah.
We got to find a way to charge for it. And I'll be honest, it wouldn't surprise me if, I would almost expect that they would have said it's $20 for anybody that already has Disney Plus, and it's $30 for anybody.
That's what I was thinking. Right.
That's the thing that would have made the most sense to me. However, I have to imagine that the only reason why that's not a thing right now is because they probably already have deals in place with folks like AMC that says there has to be a certain amount of time, usually it's at least a 3-month period, before they're allowed to put that out to other services. So trying to work that deal out and allow other services to be able to offer the movie, Vudu or whoever else it was going to be, absolutely changes whether or not they can do that. But being that it's their property, maybe that gives them some additional leeway to do things differently and do the Disney Plus thing. If this works for them, if they see the numbers go, if the Disney Plus subscriptions go up, and people pay on top of already
the extra subscription, it's gonna be a thing
for Marvel Phase 4.
They're gonna start following suit.
Yep.
As long as they're making their money back in a way that seems like, okay, we can turn this around. We got something here. Yeah, they're gonna keep doing it like this. Absolutely.
Oh, they're gonna give me for the MCU money. Like, if that's how it's gonna be. Like, granted, when everything is let's say normal, if we get to that time, like we'd be cool, like just going over each other's house, like, up, we got it, pop it up on the screen, we got popcorn and all that stuff. Let's just do it here versus going to the actual theater to actually do it. It's like, and I mean, if everybody popped in, like, say if it was $30, and like there was like 6, 7 of us came in, each of us bought like a $5 to throw in to actually just order it.
Yeah.
It's like a pay-per-view. Like, just like if we were doing, I mean, essentially, like we would come over for like a fight or something. Back in the day, it's just like, hey, entry fee, you bring $10. We're gonna order this $100 fight and do it that way.
I was gonna ask y'all how y'all feel about the $30 price tag. For thrown out with Mulan.
Personally, I'm okay. Like, I'm kind of engaged with what he was saying, that maybe if you were a Disney Plus subscriber already, you would get some form of a discount on it. But I get it right now. They're trying to get this money back. Because I mean, for me, $30 is 2 movie tickets. So normally that would be me and my girlfriend. So I'm not tripping too hard off that $30 really. But I would think maybe in the future, as this becomes maybe the normal thing, maybe if you are a subscriber, maybe you have to be a subscriber for a certain period of time, but you get some form of a discount on it. But I mean, 30, I'm not too mad, because that's for me, that's 2 movie tickets. So yeah, I get it. Mike Slade was like, man, I got like 17 kids, $30 is nothing for Mulan. So
I agree.
But yeah, so for 30 for me, it's not. And on top of that, you know what? I was paying for my movie subscriptions. For like Regal, right. I was paying $20 a month to use the unlimited pass. So right now, with them not charging me, I'm cool with this. Now, the only thing is, let's say 4 or 5 months from now, this becomes a normal thing, and we start having like 4 and 5 of these big movies coming out within like 2 months of each other. Then I'm gonna be like, oh, this is getting kind of be a lot of money to throw out here, but I'm not tripping for right now.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm the $30 price tag, I'm almost indifferent to, and I'd say that just because, for real, I've been paying $30. I mean, I would pay $30 for a 4K Blu-ray right now, which is basically what they cost.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, I was paying $30 for regular Blu-rays when they first came out. I was paying $30 for regular DVDs when they first came out. Like, $30 is just relatively normal. And to be honest with you, one of the things that we haven't really seen happen, that I think a lot of people expected to see happen with digital, was that like prices would go down because there's no shipping and there's no that hasn't happened. And I don't expect that that's going to happen.
I don't think so.
Because production values continue to go up. The number of people that work on a film continue to go up. How much money those people have to get paid continues to go up. So like, even as we transition into digital, technically, if we were still doing physical, the price of physical should go way up. You know what I mean? And over time, as the technology got better, the price would come down. But, you know, you're talking to somebody that used to sling CDs at Sam Goody for $20 a pop. $25 for a 2-disc.
for a compact disc.
Yeah, for the 2-disc Bone Thugs Art of War, bro. $25. Like, come on. You know what I mean? Out there slinging Bone Thugs, get your Bone Thugs, $55, 2-disc special. Like,
they're right up there at the display play. They right up front.
If you don't see nothing on there, I'm out. That's it. If you don't see nothing, it's a wrap.
Again, it's normal for me to go to the theater and pay $60, $70, almost $100 to go to the movie. So real $30 is nothing to me. And here's the thing, I'm gonna keep it a buck, especially with certain MCU films. Notoriously, we'll go to see it and turn around and go back and see it again the next day or the same weekend, or I'll pay for the 40 seats that move and pay $20 a ticket for those two. Like, they get me anyway.
Yeah,
so like,
same here.
Look, if they put it in the theater and they drop it on Disney Plus, I'm probably doing both.
I am too. I'm on the same page with that too.
I'm at the place where my expectation is that what they're gonna do is they're gonna say, okay, if you got Disney Plus, we have partnered with AMC because we had this deal with them or whatever. But if you buy it on here for $30, you get a ticket or a discount on a ticket to see it at the theater. Or you get a discount on your popcorn and drinks or something like that. If you go to the
I'm cool with that.
Something along there. Like, there will be some other kind of a deal that I feel like gets worked out to make it still be worth. Again, the deal with AMC and Universal was they can go to video on demand but AMC is still getting part of that money, even though AMC has nothing to do with it.
Right.
Right? It's just that you're eating into their profits and you have a deal with them already. So while Disney holds the biggest and most powerful cards when it comes to that bargaining, like the amount of money that they get off of ticket sales is higher than everybody else gets because Disney is just guaranteed ticket sales at a theater.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that they work out with all the different theater houses is, you know, and again, it's going to be different for different theater houses. What they work out with Regal will be different from AMC, will be different from Hoyt, to be, you know, it's going to put probably a lot of mom and pop theaters out of business for sure.
That's sad, but
for sure. But yeah, I mean, look, if you told me I was going to spend $60, $70 or whatever, take the family and go see Black Widow at the theater, and then when I came home, we could watch it again the next night for $30, I'm probably gonna do it.
Yep.
I'm probably gonna do it.
Let this have happened. Like let this have happened during Endgame. Like, I don't know how many times, 3 or 4 times seeing it in the theater. Like,
I mean, the other thing is, like, I saw I saw some comments about, like, J. Robert Deans was talking about how, like, yeah, like the star Mulan is a very big star in China. Like, they'll make that money up. Yeah, if their theaters are open, if it all works out. The problem for Disney, like what we discussed last week, is that if they release overseas first,
the whole
piracy model
is going to
burn them up over. It's going to burn them up over here. So it behooves them to make sure that if they do release it overseas, even
they got to get it out.
They also have to make sure they get it to us on the TVs we have at home, on our cell phones we have in our pocket, because the pirates will. They will get it.
They're going to make sure.
Big facts.
There's no two ways about it.
They're going to start having advertisements soon. Like, oh, you want to see that Mulan?
Right.
We got you all right.
Watching that jump. Yeah, I mean, I see you, Tony. Family of 4, $30, man. That's a deal. I mean, look, here's the other thing. Again, right now it seems like the rumors are September 4th. Pay $30 for it. But September 24th, so 20 days later, like, it'll just be on Disney Plus. So the question is, can you wait those 20 days?
I mean, depends on how bad you want to see Mulan.
That's true.
I mean, what I think it comes down to is the kind of movie it is. I don't expect that Mulan's going to have some kind of a major cliffhanger.
Nah.
You really worried about spoilers?
That's when we get to the Marvel. Yeah. That's when we get to the Marvel side.
That type of stuff.
Yeah,
right.
Once we get over there, that's when that conversation shifts.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's an instant media watch. I can't have MCU spoiled.
And you need to be watching it that weekend, opening weekend. Be on it because you already know how the Twitterverse and Facebook, IG, how people's gonna put it out there.
Those early showings would be. It's like you get that 6 o'clock. But then, of course, depending on across seas, like one of them, I think, was it Endgame? They released early overseas, so it was like that stuff was all over the webs before anything, and people were trolling different posts like, "Oh, here's a meme of somebody in the store shopping," but then like 5 seconds into it, they just randomly throw an Endgame scene into it, like.
Yeah, I mean, people are jerks,
assholes.
Yeah. Like, there's no two ways about it. I mean, look, I think that it's one thing. I mean, Universal is not a small player by any means.
No.
But to have Disney jump on this train,
it's just showing you that's the way the landscape is going.
Everybody else is going to do it. Like, if you don't, like, anybody that has a streaming service or has a deal with somebody is going to be looking to make a deal because everybody's going to be looking to recoup the losses that they're suffering this year.
Right.
Everybody.
How
else are you going to do it?
Yeah, if it ends up coming out on the 4th is going to be a busy day because that's also the day Avengers comes out on the 4th too. So that's going to be a busy day if that happens.
Yeah, but Mulan's only maybe 2 hours and 30 minutes max. Like,
but still, that 2 hours. If it's 2 hours,
that's why I say max. Yeah. Like, at the most,
I'm pretty sure it's only a little over 2 hours, if that.
I doubt that.
But
I doubt that. in an hour and 50 minutes.
Maybe if we got the music in there of people singing, maybe that would have added the extra time to go over 2 hours. But since there's no
the
music,
original one isn't that long, and it's got the
You're
music
right.
in it.
it's about a what? Like you're right. It's about $1.30, $1.40.
Interrupt with the Marvel game. We'll still be able to play that once you finish.
Hey, you could do a lot in that 2 hours though, or less than 2 hours.
Yeah. Hey, look,
Some
I hear
grind.
you on that, Tony. I mean, having girls, man, that are half Chinese, Mulan getting some love would be major, 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 man.
Yeah.
Dig that.
That's
Yep.
awesome, and it's always great to be able to see yourself. You know what I mean?
Yes.
In those heroes, man. It
Those
just
represented.
that counts for sure. Look. Hey, listen, now we're not going back to Music Land Group, bro. I'm through with them. I
Yeah,
really
don't hit that.
feel like
Mulan gonna put them hands on people. Like they cut out the dragon, the singing, and the fluff. Mulan just gonna be putting hands on people.
yeah, and I'm actually looking
But
forward
some
to
of
That's
that
what I'm
fluff,
looking.
but some of that fluff is dope.
Oh, no doubt.
No doubt.
No doubt.
Mulan has some of the best Disney songs, period, bruh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm with it. But when them hands hit,
Woof.
as long as the action is clean, I'm with it.
I'm good.
I'm
yeah.
all day with it. You know what I mean? I'll be the first to call it out if the action is bad. You already know that.
You
Oh, yeah.
action whack. I
Oh.
already.
What? Yeah. I'm
Please
one
don't-
I'm one of them. Like y'all can
Please
learn
don't be
from me,
Iron
y'all
Fist
learn
out
from me.
here.
Action cuts be
Woo,
terrible.
don't wish that upon the movie. Said that
No, I said please don't be Iron Fist. Just please.
I
Worst-
am the
worst
immortal
joint.
Iron Fist.
The worst joint ever. Yeah, I mean, look, obviously the landscape is changing. Where we spend our money is going to change. How we consume these movies is going to change. How it's going to affect the MCU is going to change.
100%.
Hey,
Where do you
season
leave Wonder
passes.
Woman?
They do
Wonder
some type
Woman
of
is
season
still,
pass
they
for
are
MCU.
still holding on to the idea that Wonder Woman is going to release to theaters. Period.
HBO Max, just do it. HBO Max,
Just do it.
do it.
Come on.
I would have said DC streaming service, but
I know, yeah.
Pretty-
But they put their stuff on HBO Max. Just
HBO Max, do it.
do
Perfect.
the same thing. If the places are okay for you to put them on the theaters, then do that and just put it on HBO Max. Charge $20-$30. Call it a day.
Yeah, like I was just saying,
Yeah.
MCU movies. Give me like a season pass. Give me some type of season pass, and I can just throw you this money
Yeah.
out right off the break. Maybe
Yeah.
save $20 or $30. You got me, and I'll have
And
all.
it's Wonder Woman. It's Wonder Woman. You know how people go get a subscription just for that right now? Like, it seems like a no-brainer, but hey, that's just me.
Everybody got to have a piece of the pie, so it's like, nah, you gonna give us some of that money too. So as long as there's somebody else always in there to try to get a piece of that pie, nope.
I get it. Everybody got to eat.
I mean, yes, there is still a DC streaming service.
I don't know how much longer.
But holding is sitting here in limbo. Ain't nobody eating off of that. You got to come over to play.
Yeah, because I know DC streaming service, they actually removed the.
CW app.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Most of the
that's
CW stuff is moved over to HBO Max as well too. I know they're slowly doing that. Like I know the entire Batwoman season 1 is on there, and some of the Flash is there, and some of one of the other ones. But yeah,
I mean, it's just gotten to the point now where I think you just have to buy. I feel like there's this sort of a fight between DC and Marvel about doing Wonder Woman 84 and Black Widow and kind of having them go head to head on a theater kind of thing.
Mhm.
Like, I still feel like that's part of what
they're
the
trying
push
to.
and pull is. I think that if this Mulan thing is successful, in order to continue to move forward with Phase 4, because not being able to put out Black Widow clearly has to put a halt on everything else.
Yep.
It just has to, because of the way the timeline works. So, and that's including the TV shows and stuff like that were going to be
Yeah.
on Disney Plus anyway.
Yeah.
So, like, if nothing else, if Mulan gets you that many more subscriptions, right? And for real, if you're careful about how you tie it up, because Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus are all one thing,
Mhm.
when you're like, yeah, let me sell this package to the dad that's looking for UFC, you know what I'm saying? The kids got Disney, all these shows are on Hulu. Like, if you tie that up the right
Something
way,
for everybody
Yeah.
to watch.
get this
Yeah.
Mulan, get this deal, get all 3 services for this, you know what I mean?
That sounds like a
Now
great
it's
family
in here,
bundle.
plus all of this stuff is coming, and you'll be able to watch Black Widow first here, and you'll be able to watch this. Like, it's gonna it's going to change the landscape. Like, there's no two ways about it. And once Disney does it, especially if they do it with Black Widow, I think DC has no choice.
They're gonna follow suit.
I think
I
DC
agree
has
with
no
that.
choice, and I think that AT&T being at the top of that, holding that helm, like over DC and Warner Brothers, is gonna be like, man, if y'all don't go get us this money right now, I know somebody better have my money. I'll be back Friday.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Whether you release or not, I'll be here to collect my money.
My money better be here. I will sell Wonder Woman to Marvel. I know y'all better drop my screen. You know what I'm saying?
People, they're gonna start seeing them numbers come back from Mulan and other movies that doing this. And yeah, they're gonna be like, nah, stop playing. Let's go get it. Just put it out. Yeah.
Why wouldn't Disney see the same kind of numbers for Mulan that Universal saw with Trolls? Why wouldn't?
I don't see why not. People still at home.
And in fact, why wouldn't they see more money? Because it's all their service. Like Trolls was released across everybody's service.
Yep.
It was Comcast. It was, you know what I'm saying? It was Voodoo. It was
Disney
Xbox,
has to see a lift.
Right? And all of them are taking a cut of that. This is all straight Disney.
This is straight Disney Plus. You need a membership to see it.
Right. It ain't no free trial. Like, no, you giving us this $8 now. And then you can pay this $30.
We're talking about how long it's going to be before they decide to actually release it to the remaining general public. But you got to figure probably at least 3 months, right? If they do it as a theatrical and video on demand at the same time, if you got Disney Plus, you got to figure at least another 3 months, right? So you're talking January. Before you can get it if you don't have Disney Plus.
New Year's gift.
Yeah.
That'll be how that's how Disney brings in the new year. You get Mulan at the beginning of the year. That'd be a nice old interesting thing to do, but
that's not how Chinese New Year works, sir. That's not how that works.
I know Chinese New Year doesn't work that way.
I think maybe they for New Year's you come get this Black Widow. For Valentine's Day you get this Black Widow.
Okay.
Again, I think they're going to be doing whatever they can to make up what they have lost last quarter.
Try to do it.
And to pick up strength for this quarter.
Yeah.
Those numbers have to jump. So how do you do that? You get people in your ecosystem.
That's it.
Once they're in,
Mulan is a test/learning curve.
It's the test. And then I suspect MCU movies
probably see how it works, adjust. All right, now let's try it again with Black Widow.
Yeah. But then they're gonna start hitting them MCU like some super extra premium video on demand for some MCU type stuff. They're gonna start throwing in like extra behind the scenes stuff and all this and adding $10 onto it. I mean, don't get me wrong, you're gonna get me with them MCU movies. There ain't no way around that. I gotta see that. That's the day one. That's the day one scene.
MCU
and Star Wars. Everything you're saying in the chat, Jay Roberts. I'm everything you said. I mean, they could charge $40 for it.
They could. And you know what?
Put it on other services.
Yeah. And for me, I'm not upset because you know what? I paid for Disney Plus for 3 years, so it ain't like I'm actually paying monthly to them right now. So if they throw this little 30 bones in there every now and then,
hey, listen, me neither.
They got my money already.
I sold up my Disney Plus joint for a year plus. I'm not coming out of the pocket to them right now.
Nope, they got me for 3 years.
Fee, bro, get out my face.
I saw that deal coming. It's like 3 years.
Here you go.
Yeah.
As soon as they hit us with the Marvel shows, already sold me. Then all the Disney movies, I was like, look, here's my money. 3 years. Just take it. I'm in. Let's do it.
Yeah. I could really see this having a serious effect on the way that everybody else looks at releasing their movies from now on. And I'm not positive that we'll ever get a real summer blockbuster again.
I'm not gonna say not in the traditional sense. We probably won't.
I mean, tradition is out the window now. Anyway,
it is,
buddy.
But you know what they do to try to hype it back up.
Droves of people going to the theater to watch a movie. If it's not a drive-in, it ain't happening, and there ain't enough drive-in.
No, that's not happening.
People are trying to do pop-up drive-ins all over the place. That ain't gonna work.
It ain't gonna work for it now. You get a little bit, but
it'll be okay for a little while, but it's not gonna work.
Maybe
Not
we'll
forever.
start
Not once
seeing.
that snow starts hitting. Not
Oh
once it gets cold.
no,
Like
no, no,
places
no,
like
no.
Benji's, one of the things that's dope about Benji's is like even when it starts to get cold, like they actually have heaters that you can put in your car to keep the car warm while you're watching the movie.
Mhm.
You can't do that in a parking lot at JFK. Like that's not how that works. You know what I'm saying? You know how many people that just drive off with your heater, bruh?
Yeah.
About to heat the whole house, buddy.
Oops, I forgot to
First
give them
person
their
you give
heater
it to
back.
when you got a free heater. What you talking about? Yeah, it's not. Yeah, like that's not the
Yeah.
move. I'm the you're right. There's still a lot of stuff that is on hold because it has to finish filming.
Hmm.
How they finish filming those things still remains to be seen. But I'm gonna tell you what, the money they put up to get those things filmed and the money they're gonna need to continue to put up to get those things filmed
Woo.
hasn't gone away. So if they
Hmm.
don't start
Very
making
true.
money, we
Very
can
true.
see those projects suffer anyway.
Yep.
So they gotta work on what they have
You
right
know what I mean,
now
like
and start
when
getting
you're
that
banking
revenue back
on
in. Yeah.
also being able to pull in money from your theme parks, well, that's not happening.
That ain't happening.
And
I
that's
mean,
a big
people
hit.
going, but it ain't as many. But it's like
Not the
That's a
same.
it's
that's a
Not
only
even
gonna
massive
take
close.
hit.
one time to shut back down, and then that little bit of funds that you had coming in, on
Gone
again.
again. Yeah.
I mean, we're basically back at a shutdown now.
Pretty much.
It's almost there.
We basically like on the cusp of a new
Yeah.
shutdown. So
But like you were saying though, like the only thing they'll probably do, like say how we want to do these big summer releases, throw it on a platform. Maybe we have these hype ups leading up to it. So you know what? Before and after, maybe we'll have some of the celebrities doing like live streams or something like that, some behind the scenes, extra footage, like watch it with, like, say Avengers here. Here's Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. You guys are gonna watch the movie alongside with them, and then afterwards they're gonna have a chat about the movie that you guys get to chime in online and have a conversation with them about it. Those are probably gonna be those type of things that they would have to do if they try to
boy,
hype
you be
things.
having the biggest dream.
Hey, look, that's just ideas. Just ideas.
I'm just
Yeah, just in the thing about it, yeah, I gotta agree. Some of Blockbuster probably. As sad as it is to say it, they're
yeah. Summer
yeah, just in
blockbusters.
it, just
That's
thinking
not
about
a
it. Yeah.
nope. I
Hey,
mean,
J.
that's not
Robert
to
was like,
say
watch it with America's ass.
you watch it with America's ass, sir. I'm good. I'm good. I'm of the mind now, right, that it'll be like, all right, everybody makes a 7-Eleven run. Such and such is coming out tonight. You know what I
Hmm.
Yeah.
mean? Or stock up on their stuff or whatever. Have people come over or whatever and watch it. Or
Call Uber Eats,
they'll
get them over here.
they'll party up from their own houses and sync up. You know what I mean? Or whatever and
Yeah.
watch and do like a Zoom party or Facebook Messenger rooms party or something like just so they can feel like they're watching it together. You're still seeing it at the same time. You're nobody's getting spoiled. You know what I
Right.
mean, or whatever. Like those are the things that are going to matter the most. And again, if nothing else, when you have such a huge international market, the idea of being able to release all at once so that you don't
Hmm.
have to deal with spoilers and you don't have to deal with piracy. That's gonna make a big
Big deal.
deal, man.
Yeah,
That's
we gotta figure out how to get that done on our end going forward, so we can watch movies together as they're coming out. Because we can't go to the theaters in the same way
Oh,
anymore.
I
all we're
mean, we
gonna do
should.
is what day it comes out, and so I'm like, hey, everybody sync up. You watching this movie at 6 o'clock, whatever. We're gonna get through it.
It's totally doable.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Totally doable. Yeah, man. Look, the landscape's gonna be super different. I appreciate everybody for being in the chat, joining in with us, talking about how things are changing, whether we like it or not. We are a far cry from Suncoast. This is what I can say right now is we are a
Far Cry.
far cry
Ooh.
from Suncoast, man. If Suncoast was still around, I bet you they'd have a streaming service, a digital
Probably would.
download. You know what I mean? Like
The
something.
visual just logging into your Suncoast app. It's just funny to me.
Yeah. Log
Now
into your
they
Suncoast
would
app.
give it some fancy name like the
Hey,
Rising
that's
Sun or something like that.
why that joke will be expensive as hell.
I was gonna say it'd be like $40.
That's
Stream
all
the
be
joint
expensive as
for
hell.
30 minutes. Oh yeah, man. Them Suncoast prices, boy.
Woo! Hit you over the head.
I remember being like, oh man, But these are imports, so you gotta pay more. Man, if you don't get out of here.
Man, the
Two,
VHSs.
About to hit,
I'm
about to hit
paying for
Pandora,
2
you
episodes.
Dog, them uncut Dragon Ball Z things, they whacked me upside the head until I started
Bro.
finding out, oh, I can actually go in like
I
Best
know.
Buy and get these uncut ones.
Even
Hey,
Gelly
listen,
and Ramna, you trying to tell me I'm getting 2 episodes on a VHS? You charge me like $80.
Bruh, some of them VHS for Dragon Ball Z only had 3 episodes. Three
yeah, that's
episodes.
real. That's real.
Oof. The
On
That's a
pain.
real
occasion,
thing,
there would
bro.
be that one that would have 4, and that was just gold.
Hey, bro, listen. That's that knowing the difference between recording on SP, EP. Like you don't know nothing about that jokes. Like you don't know about that, man.
Yes,
You just
I do.
sacrifice a little quality so
Nah,
you get
because
more
when I
in there,
used to
bro.
watch, when I had to order WrestleMania on regular pay per view, best believe I had to put that joint in the
Record
longest
the
mode
joint.
to record them jokes.
Hey, them joints probably so degraded now. You probably
Oh,
had
yeah.
like 5 pay-per-views on one VHS,
Bruh,
bro.
I had to sacrifice one day. Like, oh, I'm gonna have to record over this.
Hey,
I can
now.
sacrifice this.
And then messing around with the tracking, trying to get that
Oh
joint
my
right,
god.
bro. Woo! Hey,
It's the
dog,
reason, it's
the
the reason you had to
first
restock
version
them
of
walls every week, Robert.
yeah, hey, listen. The first version of Street Fighter, the animated movie I had on VHS, man, it was so clean. But every time Ryu threw a fireball, the whole screen would turn into snow. The jump just, how do you ruin a VHS? Jump would turn into snow. Jump would just give me the
Like,
black and white.
uh.
Come on, man. How is this too powerful for this joint? Like, yeah, like, used to watch that joint constantly, though. Wore that tape to
All the
shreds,
way out.
bro.
Whew.
Straight up.
That's too funny.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen. Once again, thank you everybody for tuning in. We're gonna wrap this up. We will be back tomorrow with cutscenes in the evening. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday.
Got hit with the okie
Man,
doke.
listen, there's a state of play.
State of play.
I'm expecting it to be garbage, but there's a state of play on Thursday. Maybe just maybe we're gonna get my highly anticipated PS4 Pro Slim
Baby.
announcement. Because they acting like, no big PS5 news, but a lot of maybe that's what's happening there. Jay Roberts said we didn't get to talk about Apocalypse. You said you needed like time to write a book to get your thoughts together.
I gather for that, yeah.
That's the problem with that. But I'm okay with that. We can certainly do that. If you can put some thoughts together really quick while I wrap this up, we'll be happy to address
Hey,
it. I want to remind everybody one more time that if you are a Patreon supporter, the shirts are live. They are $30 a piece. Again, the quantity is limited. They are gone when gone. So take advantage of this week to jump in there and get them while you can. If you're not supporting us on Patreon, again, for just $1, you can, just kind of add a little bit to the pot to help us out. We greatly appreciate that.
Yes,
Sin,
yes,
if you have the Patreon supporters up, if you would pull that up while I'm running through this, you
Yeah, I
can do
got
these
it up.
thank you.
I
My
got
man,
it.
run it
Yeah.
down.
All right, so shout out to Ellis as always. Didn't see him in the chat tonight, but thank you very much.
man,
And
probably
he
all
hit me
working
earlier
hard
today,
somewhere.
bruh.
Yeah, he
Okay,
probably all working hard
okay.
somewhere.
Also, Tyrone Carson, I see you out there. Definitely appreciate it. Susan Dortz, thank you very much. Victoria Ford, also another thank you. And finally, our man Anthony Cunningham, thank you very much for your support of the highest tier. We truly appreciate it.
No doubt,
All right.
no
Hey,
doubt.
Jay
So
Roberts
listen,
said maybe next week. So you know what? Let's carve out a little segment for him within LS Weekly so we could talk some Apocalypse War.
all right, I'm down. We can start the show off that way if you want to.
I dig it.
Hey,
Starting
I'm
off with
okay with that.
Apocalypse War.
We can start that. We can start it just like that. I'll watch it again.
that's what I was
Oh,
gonna say. I will watch
Just
too,
to-
just to
No,
refresh.
I'll watch that on again.
Just to
Just to
refresh.
get myself. I told you I've been watching the first 2 seasons of Justice League over and over again, bro. That joint goes, man. Oh man.
I want to watch Young Justice, but like I gotta knock out some
Hey,
other
listen.
things first.
Ty. Damian Wayne Batman, bruh, is a thing right now.
Ooh.
It's a thing right now.
Okay.
It's not.
That's not getting that. That's gonna be.
Okay.
Yeah, buddy. You try and get that rabbit hole to just trying to get that rabbit hole. Maybe we'll save some of that for next week too. I see you,
All right.
Jay Roberts. I appreciate you. Tell them, man. Join that Patreon.
Hey,
Hey, listen. So we will still be doing shirts for breast cancer awareness. Just as a heads up, we do them every year. This year, the plan is for them to be a little bit different than what they normally are. We're looking at to to partner up with an artist to do some different shirts this go round. We'll see exactly how that's all going to pan out, but look for that September kind of announcement for that kind of thing, so we can do like we normally do and support breast cancer. Yeah, and we are continuing to record our new show, Snacking and Hanging, which is really just us playing video games and talking about regular stuff, just kind of having and eating snacks. Thing. That's on the new YouTube channel, so y'all make sure y'all check that out. That's Snack Bites by Loading Snacks, so you can check that out too. Listen, if you like what you're seeing, don't be afraid to give it a like, to share, subscribe. I know I'm guilty of it. I watch a lot of stuff on YouTube, and many times I forget to go in and hit like before I move on to the next thing. I'm trying to get better at it. That's why I'm asking. I'm just saying we're all guilty. I'm positive. So
no, I admit I'm guilty of that too, but I'm slightly getting better at that.
Getting better.
You know what? I'm on YouTube. It's easier when I'm on the desktop than like.
Let me throw them a little love. Yeah, something like that. All right, listen. With that, we're going to wrap this up. We are out. We greatly appreciate you all. We love you, Toodles and Loots.
What it do, Snackers and Snackettes? Did you like what you just saw? Would you like to help us grow? Here's what you can do. Shoot over to patreon.com/loading snacks. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on your favorite platform of choice.